Thank you for tuning in to Abundant Moments. This morning I was thinking about Jesus when he was hanging on the cross and how he looked down, and the scripture lets us know that there was his mother Mary there and another Mary and another man's wife, and John was there at the foot of the cross as Jesus was hanging there dying for me and you and for them as well. And I was thinking about how Jesus, probably as he is going through his life and his ministry, is expecting, as he is with some of the people, some of his disciples, he's thinking, now they will probably be with me at the end. Of course, one of them being Peter. Peter, right there at the very end, before Jesus went to the cross, said, Lord, I'll be with you the whole way. No matter what happens, I'll never deny you. Jesus knew he would, and he said, you will 3 times. And of course, Peter did. He ran and he hid, as many of the disciples did, all but John. And I imagine as Jesus was hanging there looking out on those that were with him, he probably had in his mind, others could have been here, but they weren't. Sometimes in our lives, we think somebody is going to be with us at the end. We have a person in mind that when we go through a trouble, we go through trials, we think, surely they're going to be there with us. They're going to be there to support me, to hold me up, to help me bear my cross. And perhaps they will. I hope they will. But if they're not, I want you to know, God always has somebody there with you. He has somebody praying for you. He has somebody interceding for you. It might not be the one that you think, but that's okay, because God has your back. And I imagine as Jesus was hanging there, he is realizing that, Peter isn't here. Bartholomew, Matthew, Luke, where are these? But he did not need their validation. He did not need them to be there because he already had the Father's validation. He already knew God had sent him. He already knew when he was baptized, God spoke out of heaven. And he said, this is my beloved Son. This is him. And did you know God is saying the same thing about you today? You are his beloved. It doesn't matter if anybody else validates you or not. God does. It doesn't matter if they're with you or not. God is. He loves you. Jesus had those with him. Some I'm sure he didn't really know would be there. Some that he probably thought might be there weren't. But it's okay, because there was somebody there. But more importantly, God was there, his Father. He knew he validated him. And think about that for a minute. Jesus also knew God would have to turn his back on him. He'll never turn his back on you. He forsook Christ. And he said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. He had to Christ because he became sin. And God the Father had to turn his back on him. But God will never turn his back on you, because Jesus paid in full for your sin, for my sin. So I just wanted to remind you today, God has somebody there for you, somebody interceding on your behalf. It might not be the one you think, but that's okay. God has somebody there for you. But most importantly, and more importantly, is God is for you. He's on your side. He's there. Trust in him. Thank you for tuning in today.